Now, Icarus, my boy, we've been over this more times than I'd care to recall. But father, he whines from the operating table, couldn't you just use wood? You know, make mechanical wings, like the legend says. I'm a scientist, Icarus, not a magician. Rest now. You go to bed as a boy. Doing the start over thing. Icarus, my boy, we've been over this more times than I care to recall. For Christ's sake. Listen, I had this whole Icarus thing planned out, where his dad grabs wings onto his back with kitchen implements. Got a melon bowler and straws and stuff. Well, fuck it. Tonight, we'll do it live. Let's talk feelings. You ever have those? Have some feelings. See, right now I'm cycling endlessly through anxiety and fatigue, nerves clucking on repeat, saying, you should have practiced for this. That is, of course, mixed with the ever-present worry that every new idea, is the best I'll ever have. Every latest poem, the greatest I'll ever write. Like some kind of premature ejaculation. Or maybe a miscarriage. The undue release of all my genius well before its date, born bloody and messy and open-fisted. Wax wings. What an idiot. I just want to show you folks that I can be multifaceted. A sly old dog, the tricky pony. Well, I'm teaching myself to cook, see? With the aim of one day becoming something of a pastry purveyor. Not the culinary antichrist, but rather a steamy exegesis. Making away these limitations and earning the nickname Magnum P.I. E. I'll let you in on a little secret. I framed Roger Rabbit. I watched The Watchmen. Hell, I killed Mufasa. My inclination is to inclines, climbing fast, past, babble. Rabble, I liken to lichen. Clinging to the seedy undersides of fallen trees, hot with the slow churn, the steady burn of the universe's decay, entreating us to entropy. Alex Benz rides only one kind of horse, high. I destroyed more predators than Arnold Schwarzenegger and Chris Hansen combined. All of this reminds me of a story I've been meaning to tell. Stop me if you've heard this one. On a small planet not far from Alpha Centauri, there were only two nations. One had wool, and one had coal. Hoping to trade, they built a small train, a quaint little thing, steam-powered with a brass whistle. You staying with me? Yeah. Good. As time passed, these two nations continued to grow. Well, their religions outlawed birth control, you know. And so, ever more and more cars were added to that little engine until eventually the length of the train actually spanned the distance between these great cities. And you can imagine how this would cause problems. You can't move it. To solve this pressing issue, a joint committee was formed, and they decreed that additional tracks be laid on either side of that monstrous train in order to shunt wool and coal from car to car. These tracks, too, inevitably grew, creating a kind of interplanetary cancer, locomotives springing up uncontrollably out of the ground as the committee's members pound their heads against whiteboards and commit suicide from high rises. Today, the poor citizens of Centauri A live in boxcars, sleeping on sooty fleece. They're soon reduced to a kind of savage hygiene, repeatedly brushing teeth, hoping to lick the string clean, squeezing toothpaste into yogurt spoons for whatever nutrients might be found in chalk and shells. There's a moral in there somewhere. And I think it has something to do with verticality. See, basically, I just want to be living on Mars by the time 99942 Apophis arrives in July of 2036. An overweight interstellar tourist banking on a 1 in 40 chance of impact in Southern California. Perhaps he too dreams of Hollywood. Silently reading lines for a lead role in the sequel to Armageddon. Icarus had the right idea. One must build upward to challenge the sun, bite one's thumb at the offending star, unabashedly leaving stragglers behind. That's why I strive to overcome these fears. Fears of you and me, of waning creativity, of body heat. I remove my mitts and prance about the kitchen, placing doughy poems and sweet plums into brick ovens, with the hope that we'll soon see the rise of something new, browning crusts. Thanks for sticking with me, you beautiful people. We're all lots too good. And I really do apologize from the bottom of my soul for that whole forgotten lines thing. Someday we'll look back on this and it will all seem very funny. Maybe. I'm a scientist, Icarus, not a magician. Rest now. You go to bed as a boy. Soon wakes an angel.